Hello, and welcome to Seattle at Dawn, a Mage the Ascension chronicle. I am the storyteller, Tim Dahlia. Thank you for joining us today as we stream new episodes of the Dahlia World Garden Twitch channel every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time. And you can watch our previous and future episodes at the Dahlia World Garden YouTube channel. Links can be found in the description below. If you do like what we're doing here, give us a thumbs up, follow or subscribe to the channel depending on where you're watching us at. And yeah, without much further ado, we are going to go into another world. Let's introduce our mages. Hey, I think we're going to start with, hey, let's talk to Billie first.
Hey, I'm Billie. I like they, them pronouns. I'm playing Charlie Newell, aka Calvin Klein. We're currently like trapped in the internet. I guess that's kind of the best way to say that. You know, we stepped into a video game and then we kind of worked our way out of the game, and now we're in the back channels of the internet trying to find a way out.
That's a pretty apt description. I would say definitely that's where you're at. Let's see who's next. Alix.
Hello.
Hello.
I am Alix. I use they, them pronouns. I'm playing Jezebel Spinner. And yes, we are in the internet where I have gotten cussed out by Teki Pesci.
Yeah.
Badly cussed out. Like poorly. Just not well done. And we're trapped in the internet, so that's cool. That's pretty cool. I mean, you know, just a typical Monday. it's
most of modern society is trapped in the internet in one way or the other, right?
Ooh, we love existentialism.
Yeah. Isn't that a Weird Al song?
We love existentialism? I don't know. Or trapped in the internet.
Is too, but we're trapped in the internet. I think trapped in the internet isn't a Weird Al song.
It could be. It could be.
If it isn't, it needs to be.
I should write him up. Dear Mr. Yankovic, could you please write me a song? Okay.
North Pole, because that's where he lives.
Yes. Well, dear Mr. Weird.
Well, with that, let's talk to Cindy.
I'm Cindy. I play Inea Blackwell, who is a Kha'vadi techno shaman. Also trapped in the internet. Definitely needs to be a Weird Al song. If it's not, and you might be right, it might be. But yeah, she's Nay is just at this point she has given up trying to understand what the hell is going on. She's just trying to keep everybody in one piece and you know, get us out. And she's still having some trouble with the whole relying on the rest of the pack, so she's still working on that. And I have the idea that's going to come back and bite her in the ass a couple more times before it sinks in.
I imagine that being in this new environment is difficult for all of you.
Oh yeah.
Not having any sense of control or even idea of where you would go to get control. I am going to put myself in another world as well. So, upon escaping the virtual reality video game known as Melodium, you found yourselves in the localized Technocratic Union servers. And a little bit of exploring, a little bit of hiding, a close call with an alarm, and then an ingenious attempt to teleport and leave the servers by means of direct correspondence. Unfortunately, Charlie, not as familiar with this space as he is with the woods, wasn't able to fully escape the servers, but get to a intermediary space. And there, waiting for you almost. Well, not waiting for you. They were infiltrating their way in. Were a couple of virtual adepts that you've met in the past. The Mercurial elite known as Winston and Penny.
No. Winston is Techie Pesci.
Elite.
Doesn't even know cuss properly. I'm not calling him elite anything except for an elite pain in my ass. Lord.
Well,
I think he excels there. That's about the place.
when we say Mercurial elite, that is, of course, the name of his tradition that he's a member of, not necessarily. And you were in the... Hold on, let me adjust my volume. Holy crap, is that too loud? You can imagine this is what they're listening to.
Yes, it is. This is doing it for me.
By the way,
I do not have sound on that.
I have found a lot of great copyright-free cyberpunk music.
They're jamming. I
Nice.
can't hear it. What's going on?
We're bopping and Cindy's just still.
I'm like, what?
The beat does not move her.
No, I even see it here, but I don't have it. Let's see.
If you go to the gear,
I got
And
it.
under-
I got it. I got
You
it.
got it?
I got it.
Yeah.
you can control
I
your
had it.
audio.
Yeah, I had a setting I needed to fix.
That's fine. So, after speaking with the two of them, specifically with your friend Winston, aka Techie Pesci, he might actually be goofy enough to make that his new handle, if you call him that enough.
He's obnoxious enough that he literally would.
Yeah.
Oh,
He would do it
absolutely.
just because
Absolutely, he would do
just
that.
for
troll's sake.
Oh.
So, Winston here.
Oh my god,
After-
he's so obnoxious. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Well, what can I say, man? I try.
You have absolutely, you shot for the top and you went right over, and I love it.
Yeah.
But I also hate it.
Yeah, that's fine. So Techie Pesci, he at first is surprised to see you there and attempts to recruit you into his mission to recover what he calls iron, which is just tech speak for cybernetics or technological wonders from the technocracy. And he was trying to use this distraction that you started to infiltrate these servers. Not having any of his shit, you guys were like, no, we're not going to do any of this for you. And despite his lesser qualities and attitude, he is still a member of the Nine Mystic Traditions. He is still a member of the Mercurial Elite. He is still more about humanity and the connection between the mages than he is about sticking it to the technocracy. So, giving up on his dreams of replenishing his equipment that you guys destroyed,
Saving his ass.
possibly saving his life, not that he cares, he agrees to escort you out of the servers and into the digital web. So that's where we start off. You are here. You walk through the conduit from the servers, the restricted sector of the technocracy, out into a new space, an open space. Perception goes on for miles and miles and miles. You can't fathom. There's no horizon, it seems. You know, we forget that we can't see past the curvature of the earth, but there's nothing curved here. And it just goes on. And you can feel that expansiveness in your very senses. And as you come out of the conduit and step onto what appears to be a digital cliff face, Winston turns to you and is like, well, it's not pinchers. This is the edge of tomorrow. I like this place. This is kind of a rest area where, you know, before you dive into either a war zone or any type of haunted sector, or even, or if you're searching for virgin web, this is the place to go. Down there you can see some grid sectors. That might be some safe territory for you, but I'm not sure if you sackfolds can handle this new space.
Sackfold.
Yeah, so Nay is... Kitty, no. Nay is quietly taking notes.
Yeah. Inea, this doesn't feel too... I mean, it's certainly... you certainly feel the same, like, visually, what you've experienced in the digital web. It seems very... but it's very much the same, but it's just not... It's so much more. You feel so much more a part of it. It's alluring. The possibilities that are in front of you. It's so... There's no filter at this point. It's just like in the material world, there's the laws and there's reality that will always stop you from doing something. Here, it feels like you could do anything. Charlie, it feels not unfamiliar to you. You've experienced this sense of connectedness and vastness with your mycelial research, and this is, frankly, you don't find it all that disturbing. Alix, Jezzy, you're freaking the fuck out.
Oh yes, because what the fuck? You said we can't see past the curvature of the earth. There's no curve here, so I can just see forever. It's very much reminding me of the Matrix.
Yeah.
Sunny would lose her shit.
I was picturing that when in the beginning of Labyrinth, when she first gets into the labyrinth and she's looking down, and one way looks like it goes forever and the other way looks like it goes forever. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Except in 3D.
Yeah.
Yes. So Penny moves over, kind of pushes Winston to the side. She's like, okay, guys. Obviously, you don't know what you're doing. You're new here. you are holistically immersed. You're like hot dogs in the internet. It's kind of gross. We need to get you back to your bodies. I mean,
Yes.
Yes, yes. Now,
Yes.
please.
so
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, our bodies.
well, you are your bodies, technically. You're fortunate enough that I'm here, but I don't have any equipment. We need to find somebody. And believe me, I don't know anybody that has the equipment because I had to fucking steal it myself. So, do you guys know anybody that might be able to?
I would have to say there might be a chance that Nay would, but I don't know.
Okay.
I certainly don't. I'd sell strawberries, man. This is beyond me.
I sell strawberries, man.
I mean, we've been working on, getting, flavor here in the digital web for a while. Maybe you could help us with that. I don't know.
No, I certainly can. My aunt has a really delicious strawberry shortcake recipe.
Yeah, that would be great if we were in meat space, but we're not. So, Penny,
But that's our goal, so let's...
she opens up a interface, and you see this kind of got this great translucent screen that's emanating from her watch, and she's just going through, and she flips through a couple times. Man, so okay, yeah, we're gonna have a problem here. We're gonna have to get into the grid sectors and see if there's anybody there that like even remotely has a. Well, first we need to find a trinary computer that's not under technocracy control.
Would prefer that, yes.
Once we can find somebody who has access to trinary computing, we're gonna need to find. We're gonna have to find some medical equipment, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna have to reach out to some others. I'll reach out to whatever contacts I have, but we need to get to a console where you guys can actually reach out, because I don't have your contacts.
I might have some contacts that either have or know who does have the equipment you're talking about. But you're right, I gotta be able to reach out to him.
Let me check a couple things here. Just want to see how smart you guys are. No.
Wait a minute. That's what our sheets are for.
That's what I'm looking at.
This music makes me think of the game Descent.
Yes, Descent was a great game.
I keep having scenes from Blade. From
Yes,
the
that
rave.
as well.
Oh.
Yes,
The
it
rave
is kind of
from
similar
Blade.
to the
Yeah.
Blood Rave. Yeah.
So this is a mix put together by a group known as Aim to Head. They do a lot of great dark industrial EDM and cyberpunk stuff. They got a few different styles.
Exactly the genre, yeah.
Cool.
And they have put out a few different vampire or blade themed mixes as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're not wrong.
They are conveying their theme.
Yes. I will actually request of each of you to make a perception and awareness roll with a difficulty of 6.
Perception and awareness.
Yes.
Difficulty 6. No DP mod, right?
Correct.
Oh. Poop.
What have I done?
0 successes on Jezebel's roll.
I mean, whatever it is I'm meant to be seeing, I'm freaking out a little bit too hard to give a crap.
There's a lot of stuff going on for you. I should have technically raised it. Maybe I should have raised the difficulty for you.
I'm literally inside Google right now.
We did say difficulty 6, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 successes for Charlie.
Yeah.
And 3 for
3
Nay.
Nice.
Yeah. The 2 of you, I'll say 2 successes was enough. The 2 of you, not far in the distance, you see what looks like a tunnel that opens up. It starts off very small, very far away, and it's hard to judge distance. But you feel it's far away based on its size. But it does seem to be getting bigger.
Let's go check that out.
Sort of thing usually indicate. I'm directing that at Penny.
Yeah.
Penny, what do you mean? And she turns around and sees it, and she's like, and immediately she's like, oh shit. Without missing a beat, she waves her hand, and a kind of looks like a Star Wars speeder bike materializes near her, and she jumps on it. It's like, we gotta go. And Teki Pesci looks at it like, what are you talking about? And then as he says that, 2 helmeted figures with jetpacks fly out of the tunnel,
Fuck.
looking like the Mandalorians that they should be.
Oh, for poop's sake.
We got one with a green dot, one with a red dot. And they fly out, and they are flying towards you with apparently pistols at the ready.
Okay.
Penny.
I got one of those.
Yes, you do, actually.
You do.
You do have a gun, and it is with you. It does have a digital representation.
Sweet. I'm glad that I got the internet gun.
The internet gun. Yes.
It's the duck hunt gun.
Right.
It looks like Duck Hunt. Yes. With these cybernetic, or even with these digital hit marks coming your way, what do? Penny is halfway on her bike and, yelling at Pesci to get his.
Oof.
I don't know if we have bikes, but I feel like we should go.
I'm really confused. Didn't we have somebody else with us too that we had picked up?
Oh my gosh.
Jolie.
You're right.
Jolie,
There is. Jolie is. His mind is just.
Jolie's probably not doing so hot either.
He's looking around and he's thinking to him. He is just awestruck. This is the best dream he's ever had. He's like, oh my god, that's so dope. It's like the Mandalorian's coming this way.
I am going to shove him onto Penny's bike. I assume there's room.
It does have room for a second person. Yeah.
Okay, but what about a third?
No.
Okay. You stick with her.
What are you talking about? Oh yeah, this is gonna be like the tree scene on Endor. I get to be
Sure.
Leia? Do I have to be? I can be. No, she's Leia. I'm Luke. I'm on the back. Let's do this.
Okay. Have fun with that.
Okay.
And
Whatever
he
it's gonna take.
pretends to like ignite a lightsaber. Yeah. He's like, come on, this is my dream. And surprisingly enough, his interface, his icon manifests a green lightsaber. It's like
Oh,
Jolie Jones, Light Jedi Knight.
Okay.
so we can just manifest whatever we want here?
Maybe.
That sounds like a roll to me.
The rules, when I said you felt like you could do anything, most magic in this kind of space is coincidental. There are some exceptions, and adjusting your icon to have something, even if it's illusory, is still a easy thing to do if you have enough computer skill or manipulation. And he's got computer skills.
Yeah, he does.
And this is, to him, it's a dream, so... Yeah.
Right, so he didn't even think twice about it. However, that does give ideas.
I don't have any computer skills, but I do think I'd still like to try and do something.
Okay. Well, while you're thinking about it, the 2 hit marks are getting closer. They're not quite in range yet,
but they do see you, and they call out to you. Halt. You are in violation of Technocratic Union rules. All reality deviants will be brought to justice. Stand down and prepare for capture.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm gonna just cooperate with that.
I think I would like a bike too. I don't know what I need to. Should I just roll the manipulation?
So, yes, you can... Well, let's see. Let me... Yeah, you can either summon... Well, you've got some options. You can try to create a accessory to your avatar, which could be like a bike or a weapon or many number of things. You could try summoning an actual spirit of the digital web. You've got 2 in spirit, so you could possibly pull this off. Yeah, you've got options.
I think I didn't know the spirit thing was possible. So I think I'd like to try and summon a spirit of the digital web.
Okay. Let me see if that's something that we can really do. No. Of course, it is something that you can do. I just want to see if it's spirit powers. So you can speak to spirits. You can touch a spirit. You don't quite have enough spirit to actually conjure one or command a spirit. But if there's and around this space, you don't really see any spirits. If you had the ability to conjure, that would be different. But in this area, in this space, you don't necessarily have a way of getting a spirit unless they're in the area for you to commune with, and then you can talk to them, maybe convince them. But I don't know if you're going to have time to do that with the hit marks coming towards you.
No, not at all. That's good to know, though. I think I'd like to try to summon a bike again.
Okay.
We need something.
Correct. So we're in a new sector. So I'm going to say that you can make a manipulation and computer roll with a difficulty of 7. And typically changing your icon doesn't give you any benefits, but I'm the storyteller here. I think it's more interesting if you can do cool stuff in the web.
No.
Oof.
Yeah. It's bad.
That is a botch.
The dice say differently.
Yeah, see.
The dice do not agree with me. That's okay. So you pull up your interface and you try to put the pieces together. You're like, I need to put together a bike of something, some sort of vehicle, and your mind races through, and you end up just kind of backtracing, and instead of creating a cool hovering speeder bike, you end up, a canoe. Just a canoe pops up in front of you.
Well, I've got the energy. Oh my goodness.
And with that, we'll move on. We'll hold off on that, and we'll see what Charlie and Inea are working on. What are you thinking about doing at this space?
I'm actually eyeballing Penny's bike and thinking I'm going to copy it.
Okay. Yeah, make a let's see, you're gonna study that bike. And I'd say, yeah, give me a perception and a crafts roll. See if you can copy the form, almost like crafting your own, like if you were cutting wood or whatever, but in a digital way.
Well, wasn't expecting that. I was expecting manipulation and computer, but here we go. What's the difficulty?
Let's say 7.
Ooh, 1 success.
1 success. Okay. So you quickly inspect the bike. You kind of get the idea of the shape. You've opened up your perceptions here in the digital web. You can kind of see a little bit beyond the form that is being presented, and you think you kind of get the gist of what this is and how this should work. So I am going to allow you to make a manipulation and computer roll, but the difficulty will be lowered to 6 instead of 7.
Ha! Have to select the window in order to change it. Whoops.
That does happen. Ooh, 3 successes. Very skillfully, you imagine the parameters for it, and you stretch your avatar out, and or not your avatar, your icon, and a very close approximation to what she has is, as a speeder bike comes into form. You have now access to a speeder bike with an additional seat.
Yay.
Charlie.
Okay. I think I want to shoot at one of the hit marks.
Okay. Absolutely. Let me.
And I'm looking around at like the amount of people and the amount of bikes, and yeah, I don't think that's gonna.
Well, 2 people per bike, so
yeah. If I
in
ride
theory.
with
Techie Pesci.
yeah, I was trying to think of his actual name.
Winston.
Winston.
Winston. Okay, Winston, can I ride with you?
All right, you piss clot. Get on the back. Get on.
Out and so yeah, I want to shoot at one of the hit marks from the back of Winston's bike.
Okay, so you jump onto the back. Piss clot. Piss clot. Yes.
Start calling people that.
I think that's just a kidney stone, right? Anyway,
yeah. That's probably the closest you can get to that. Yep.
All right, so Charlie, you jump onto the back of Winston's ride. Inea, you have your own ride. Jolie is on the back of Penny's ride. So, despite not having to, not summoning your own speeder, Jezebel, you can jump on with Inea.
Oh yes, can I ride with you?
Absolutely, hop on.
Yes.
I don't think you have much time for pleasantries. Now it is, you guys, you hear the whine of the engine and the revving of the motor, and it's jarring how you go from 0 to 200 in the blink of an eye.
Well, Jolie should be having a blast.
He is enjoying himself. Charlie, you are going to shoot at one of the hit marks. So let me.
That's the plan.
Let me take a look here.
I mean, yes, I am. I'm going to hit him.
Yeah. So you've got your digital Glock. So I believe with that you are going to roll dexterity and firearms. Which looks like a dice pool of 4. Are you going to make any attempts to magically alter this weapon in any way? Because you got the standard physics of bullets coming out of gun, but you are also...
I am also highly trained in correspondence.
And in
so
this
I should be able to make this way more accurate.
In this place, you have access to 4 correspondents instead of the normal 3. So
Yes,
you can have access to way greater manipulation of space and colocality. So, for example, if you were to, let me see if I can find this. There's a really cool effect that you might want to try. Look at me thinking about this. Okay. I'm pulling up the Enlightened Grimoire because I think there is actually a correspondence bullet thing.
It seems like at the very least I could have a guided missile kind of effect on my bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Charlie doesn't know enough about hit marks to know where the weak spot might be, if they have one.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time we faced one, we just basically bashed on it until we got away from it, so...
So that's kind of my idea here, is hopefully we'll speed away and maybe I'll get a couple of shots in to slow them down.
I mean, is that something that the internet would know? Like, can we Google while on Google?
You can certainly try.
I don't know. What's...
So...
I don't know.
Since we're in the internet, but does my correspondence mean that I have really good email?
Yes. Really great emails. So the difficulty here in using correspondence on like the bullets or whatever is that there's not really I would say, yeah, with the correspondence, you would have just, I would go ahead and say that you can make an effect that will, instead of firing the bullet through space, you can fire it as if it were point blank. So, with an effective enough...
Yes, that makes sense.
With an effective enough
the bullet to right in front of them, more or less.
Right. So, in this, so all I would need is for you to roll your arete to cast the effect, and any success, or two successes rather. Two successes means that instead of being ranged shot, it's a point blank shot, which lowers the difficulty from 6 to 4. So
okay. So
this is magic affecting. So yeah, go ahead and roll your arete to bind the effect. And the three speeder bikes are speeding through this liminal space that's just all lights and dark, all making some familiar shapes like buildings and terrain, but not quite there. If you want, and they're all kind of, you're speeding past several sectors at a time, and it seems like some of these sectors you could find conduits to go into if you even knew what they were. You'd have to use correspondence to even like, because he who is a master of correspondence is the master of the digital web. You could like
so
go
any
into
like
different places.
DP mods or anything like that?
This is a arete coincidental effect. So, and it's really not a correspondence 4 effect. It's actually like a 3 effect. So, normal difficulty is 6. Yeah. Oh, snap.
1.
What? Oh, I see. That's a 1, not a 9. I gotcha. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
it's sitting weird.
That's weird.
yeah.
It's sitting odd, yeah.
So you gather the energies and you feel not quite right. But I'm going to go ahead and say that the one success is a partial success. So instead of lowering your difficulty to 4, it'll lower it to 5. So it's not quite point blank range. It's somewhere in between ranged and point blank. So if you want to fire, dexterity plus firearms, difficulty 5. And which one are you aiming at? Green or red?
Green.
Green. Okay.
Take this, Greenie.
Okay. So difficulty 5. You've shot. You got 2 successes. That means he is going to attempt to dodge. Now, dodging a bullet is difficult. So,
Good thing he's a robot.
well, he's a robot, but
Are they robots or cyborgs?
well, they call the Terminator a cyborg, but in our traditional terminology of it, it's not really a cyborg. It's a robot with a flesh on its skin over top of it.
So some organics, but not enough to call it a cyborg?
I'd say, yeah, it's more of a, yeah, it's a goal for some people, but it's still more machine than man.
All right, leave it to me to be pedantic about this. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Speaking of more machine than man, Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Vader. Awesome. Okay. In the most recent episode, I was blown away. Dex and athletics.
Are you talking Obi-Wan?
Yes.
Haven't seen any of it yet. I'm like saving up Disney Plus things to watch, and then I'll activate the subscription and watch a bunch of them, and then I'll kill it and go a while and build them up again.
Gotcha.
Don't particularly like paying the evil overlord mouse, but
they're putting out all the content right now.
at the moment they are, and I do want to support those creators. I just don't enjoy supporting the freaking corporation.
No. Okay, so Green is going to attempt to dodge that bullet. And succeeds. Difficulty 8, but he has a lot of dexterity and a lot of athletics. And the hit marks with jetpacks continue to gain on you. And I think Charlie will say that was the end of that turn of everybody getting on bikes and going. So I think let's actually roll initiative. I rarely ever had to say this with you guys, so let's roll initiative.
What?
We do a lot of avoiding confrontation if we can help it.
It's just like life.
Wow. Okay, so 10 successes. I just hit the initiative button. Is that right?
Yeah. So it rolls 1 die for initiative, and then it adds your wits and dexterity to it. It's a little bit different than the normal game system.
Oh. Hey, we have a turn order window today. Yay!
All right, so
I mean, you're right. We don't actually do this often enough to use the turn order window very much. Very true.
So, what do we get? We've got initiative 10 for Inea. If I can actually type. Jezebel got 7. Charlie got 5? 6.
6.
Hit marks each got 5. Oops, I accidentally added Julie twice. And let me pull up the character sheets for Winston and Penny. That way they actually... That's a 5. And Winston...
No one knows why the storyteller's mic was muted, but muted it was. For over 20 minutes, Tim's players could hear him vividly describe the actions of 2 dangerous digital hit marks with Mandalorian-style jetpacks bearing down on them. But none of it was recorded. That is why I have been summoned. I will attempt to fill in the gaps created by this awkward situation. Now, let's see. Oh yes. Nay, having summoned her own hyperbike, kept pace with the more experienced Penny and Winston. Tacky Pesci. She went on to successfully create a barrier of thickened space between the cabal and the hit marks. That spatial barrier proved to be important later. You'll see. And then there was Jezebel. She hopped onto the back of Inea's hyperbike. As the hit marks flew ever closer to the cabal, and her being the closest person to them, she had every right to be conserved. So, Jezzy did what any reasonable anime fan would do, and blasted the flying cyber brothers while screaming,
Kamehameha, bitch! Let's go!
It was at this point Tim realized the terrible truth about his microphone and unmuted it. The embarrassment and shame he felt that day has faded to mild disappointment. We can move on. Please enjoy the rest of this thrilling chase through the digital web without further interruption.
Jezebel, letting loose the Kamehameha, blasts one of them several yards back. The other one flies upwards, begins coming back down from his high ground posture. And now it is Charlie's turn.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is, with my 4 correspondence and 3 life, could I basically create extra space between the molecules of its fleshy bits?
Oh my god.
You mean to rip its flesh off of its skeleton, essentially?
Yes. Yeah, because, I mean, if I have manipulation of space, then couldn't I manipulate the space that its flesh is in, because I have, I have also manipulation of life energy, and that biological parts are life. So I want to take those bits and push them apart.
Bill, I have questions.
Yes.
I mean, don't fuck with Charlie, period.
I told you it was going to be disgusting.
No, I'm here for this.
I mean, on the plus side, they're not actually human. So
Right. I'm not saying Charlie would do this to a person, but these aren't people.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I would. This is. Yeah, I mean, we're still in like kind of set, kind of free space. So this is all still core, like you're not gaining any paradox in this because you're not.
Right. That's the other thing. I would never do this in the real world. I couldn't do this in the real world. I wouldn't have the capability.
Let me check something, but I am leaning towards yes, because okay.
And Charlie just has an affinity for doing like big fuck off vulgar magic, and being that there is no vulgarity in this world, why the fuck not?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I mean, this is essentially teleporting something else that's living.
Yeah. I just want to teleport those bits away from each other in better directions.
Yeah. So yes, it will require 4 successes, and the difficulty is 7.
Okay, so we're gonna have to spend some willpower and quintessence on this.
Yes. I mean, not necessarily, but yes.
But yeah.
So I'd say, yeah. And of course, using life and correspondence and all that, and being in the digital web, you don't necessarily have to use instruments, but you can. You can use your wand or whatever you need to.
That was my thought, was to use my wand.
Yeah. So, using your wand as an instrument will lower the difficulty as well. So.
Okay, so how much willpower and quintessence can I spend here?
Well, you can spend 1 willpower per turn.
Okay.
And you can spend 2 quintessence per turn. But I don't think you have that much left.
No, I don't. We are right down to it with the quintessence.
Yeah.
We
and
haven't had much of a chance to rest.
You just charged up not too long ago. I remember you getting so much quintessence.
Yeah. Kind of went into some shit.
Yeah, we've been ricocheting from crisis to crisis like drunken sailors.
I mean, we were supposed to get a break, and then we had to go with Jolie because he wandered into a building like a goofball.
Yep.
Well, he was invited.
He was invited into a building.
But he accepted the invite, thereby wandering into a building like a goofball.
So, if you're spending 1 willpower, you get an automatic success. If you're spending a quintessence, that lowers the difficulty to 6. If you're using your instrument, that lowers it down to 5. So,
yes,
not
that's
impossible.
Where we're at, what we're gonna do. Whoops.
So 5 difficulty. Yeah. Roll that beautiful arete. Can you imagine how much different this is going to be when you guys have like 5 or 6 arete?
Difficulty's 5?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. No.
0.
Oh no.
So you've got the 1 success from the willpower. You can essentially maintain concentration and keep the spell active until your next turn, and then attempt a second roll.
Okay.
But you won't be able to spend quintessence on it
Right.
unless you have any left. I don't know if you have any left. So, and you can still spend the willpower on it.
Yes.
You didn't outright botch, so that's good. So you're still in good shape. Next, one of these agents, this one got blasted in the face with Kamehameha. He is pushed back far enough that none of his actions are really going to be able to do anything. So he is off the board for right now. Coming back to the red. Have him. Well, let's see. Here's what we'll do. I'll use some spatial. Let's see. You two are the closest.
Yep, we were trailing.
Yeah. So we'll keep it like that. And he is not here, but probably more like here. And he's been blasted back to here. What you don't see... I'm not going to show you. Why would I do that? All right. So this guy does get in range, and he is able to fire his energy weapons at you. However, because of the shield, he's going to have to push a little bit harder than normal to get through that barrier between you guys and he. So... Dexterity. And the energy barrier basically makes it a longer shot. So that makes it more difficult.
Well then.
The energy blasts forth from his gun, and you can see it's coming right for Jezebel. But that correspondence, that extra extra space between him and you, that thickening space, absorbs the energy and just dissipates before it even gets within 2 yards of Jezebel. as the hit mark is following you, it reiterates.
Halt. You are in violation of Technocratic Union space. You will submit to capture. Stand down.
Yeah, answer is no.
Yeah, just a big middle finger.
Go fuck
Jolie
yourself.
throws up a big middle finger.
That's like
You have a little Yoda to
finger
worry
in the
about.
other.
Good Lord.
And, well, since nobody's, like, shooting at him, his lightsaber doesn't do much.
He's got a giant glow stick at this point.
He's got a glow stick, and he's...
the blaster.
As you guys are racing away, Penny, she waves to Inea and Winston, and then points down, and she maneuvers her speeder into space, and goes down a different track. As everything's passing to you, you almost didn't see this corridor, but she's spotted it, and she's going to try and maneuver into that direction. So let's pull up her character sheet and make sure that she doesn't kill everybody.
Yeah, let's hope not.
High speed maneuver. Why does her stuff not show up? It's so weird. Okay. I can see what she gets, though. And she got 2 successes. So she zooms forward even... actually, she was in the middle. Why do I have them that far? I had the order all wrong. Winston was like this.
Oh, that's right.
That's what I was thinking. That
Yeah,
we were in
I
the
had it wrong.
front.
I had it wrong. Anyway, corrected, but doesn't matter. She dips down under Winston and moves forward, or moves ahead, and Winston then takes the hint, and he also follows her. So actually, I'm gonna have to rearrange it again anyway, depending on how Winston does here. Oh, wow, Winston. Amazing. On a difficulty 6, he got an 8, 6, 10, and a 10.
Whoa.
Ooh,
You're just going to have to believe me, I guess.
He did the thing. Whatever it was, he did the
I don't know.
thing.
I don't know what's going on there, but Winston, he like, it's like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. And
He did the thing.
he dips below as well, and follows Penny towards the, I guess for lack of a better term, a back alley. Is now Inea's turn.
hey, what am I rolling?
Whatever you want. What are you doing?
I'm following them, and I'm
Okay.
putting more concentration into this driving thing since they're doing it.
Okay. Did you want to spend willpower on that? Get an extra
I-
success.
I think I'm going to. I'm nearly out, but I am going to do that.
It's a replenishable source.
Oh yeah, if I can get a minute and a half to freaking breathe. Okay, and this is the dexterity and drive.
Yes.
Okay. No DP mod?
No DP mod, difficulty. I mean, still going to be 7 for you. but that's
3
enough.
successes.
3 successes. Yeah, so you're acclimating to the digital web. You kind of getting a sense for these hyperbikes and how to maneuver between the sectors in this kind of digital free space. And you find the corridor that Penny has directed you guys through, and that will provide you an additional level of cover from these hit marks. They're not going to stop chasing you, but you've put some more distance between you and them. So there we go. This guy's kind of moved up a little bit. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Anything else you'd like to try?
No, I think honestly, my job right now is to make sure that we keep up with Techie Pesci and Penny. I cannot call him Winston. I just can't do it.
Can't do it, huh?
In my head is Techie Pesci. I do not know.
I could put his name on his token if that makes it easier.
Damn it. It's not that.
Okay. See, there you go. He's Winston. No, okay. All right. Well, that then brings up Jezebel.
So I have an idea.
What is your idea?
What would be required for me to, like, make us disappear?
Well, it depends on how you want to disappear.
Like, I have this thing that I can do which allows me to use dance and music to make us imperceptible, but I don't know how it works in here. Especially if I'm trying to do it with another person.
Yeah, doing it with another person would not really be.
While moving on a motorcycle.
while sitting on a hyperbike, it's not quite the thing. But let's see. And your invisibility is dependent upon like mental effects. It's not really an illusion, like a forces type thing. Well, forces to bend light and all that around, like making you invisible, is a possibility, but you'd have to have like 2 forces to even do that.
No, see.
Yeah, I don't.
Divine stuff.
Yeah, with your magical skill set, I don't really see a clear-cut way that you would be able to make yourselves invisible. You certainly can still do other things, mental effects, and prime effects, of course.
What is prime?
Prime is just
it's energy in specific, right?
Correct. It's not necessarily. It's not like electricity, but it is like ki or just magical energy, and like it's the metaphysical substance that creates everything.
And is that directed specifically toward living?
No,
but it could work on items, right?
Oh yeah, prime. Prime is kind of it governs quintessence. It governs like metaphysical energies.
Like raw magic.
It is, if you wanted to create something from nothing, you would be using prime. Otherwise, you're using multiple spheres to transmute something to something else. So that's kind of what prime can do. Prime is kind of that fuel of reality.
Huh. So I have another question.
Yes.
So, okay. The little back alley that we're going down,
Mm-hmm.
Did we like cut across an empty field, or are there structures around us?
There are structures. It seems like there are sectors all around you, and you're kind of in that space between sectors.
Okay. And the Mandalorians that are behind us, are they flying like in range of those structures? Like, are they at the same height?
Well, the red one has gained altitude when he dodged your Kamehameha.
Mm-hmm.
The other, so they're staying on about the same altitude as you, and they seem to be following your descent.
Okay, so can I make a wall?
I don't think you have any matter.
Ah, fuck me.
Yeah, you would have to have a combination of prime and matter to create a physical wall. Because you would be using prime to create matter from nothing.
Right. Okay. So, here's my other idea. Is it possible to use prime to make the motorcycles go faster?
Yes.
I'd like to do that.
Okay. So you get it in your mind that these bikes need some sort of hyper fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
And what is quintessence but, reality fuel? So yes, I'd say you are, and with that additional access to primal energy that you have, while in the digital web, you can drain quintessence from around the space around you and funnel it into these bikes.
Cool.
I'd say this is just channeling quintessence into the bike to give it more speed. I don't know if you'd be able to do it to the other bikes. You could probably do it to the bike that you're on.
No, that's
depending
fine.
You would
Depending
at
on the
least
number-
need correspondence to do the other bikes.
Yeah, I would
That
only
or-
have wanted correspondence.
which, I mean, given your proximity that you're like within range of one another, you could probably do that. You would just require more successes to get additional targets.
Oh, I
So,
see. Okay.
But with the, you would, this would be Arete. You would roll that, and the difficulty is coincidental, so it'd be 6 difficulty because it requires 3 prime to do this.
3 prime, so DP mod 3.
There's no DP mod. It's DP mod still 0, but the difficulty is 6 instead of 7 or 8.
Gotcha.
Now you can. Well, there you go. 1 success.
Oh, sorry, baby.
So, you feeling the primal, the energy around you, you focus back on your practices with yoga and the manipulation of that energy, and this feels very similar in this space to channel it and then redirect it into the bike. And the bike, Inea, you feel an extra kick to it, and it now has this additional rev to it. You can hear like the engine whine up even louder, and you feel like you got even more juice, and that will make any attempts at speed or escape essentially easier. So you got the hyperfuel. You remember that scene in Spaceballs?
Yes.
There you go. That's what just happened. Okay. Just a little better.
They've just gone to plaid.
plaid. Well, I don't necessarily think it's plaid. I was thinking about like whatever. Yeah.
Ludicrous speed.
Yeah.
Well, when they put special fuel into the Winnebago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
Yeah. There we go. That's what you did. I have not seen Spaceballs in a long time. So.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen it too.
Okay. Well, good job, Jezebel.
Thanks, man.
Charlie.
Charlie is going to continue casting his spell.
Mm-hmm. Holding on for dear life, but continuing that spell.
Going to spend another willpower. Come on.
All right.
It's still going to take me another round.
Oof.
Takes you up to 3 successes.
I'm at 3 now.
You're at 3 successes, and you needed 4, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So you feel the understanding of this hit mark's flesh. You're reaching out with correspondence in your life, and you're piecing together how it's connected to its endoskeleton, and you're starting to know those pieces well enough that you know where and how you're going to rend that flesh. But you don't quite have the power to do that just yet.
Eh.
All right, this hit mark spends his turn catching up to his buddy, whereas the buddy gets a little bit closer as well. This hit mark will, of course, now that he's in range, will attempt to shoot the closest target, which is in this case Jezebel. Okay. He fires and he gets a single success. Jezebel, you do not have much opportunity to dodge because, you're on the back of a speeder bike.
Mm-hmm.
But so you are struck with a bullet. However, no, this would be lethal, so you don't get the chance to soak. You are you take 1 point of lethal damage.
So, what does it mean if it's lethal?
So the box where it says health, where it says bruised, just click that twice to go from the slash to the X. Yep, that's it.
Oh,
So you've got 1 point of lethal damage.
okay.
Been
It
bruised by a bullet.
Well, it had to get through my energy barrier.
exactly.
So
So-
it was really slow when it finally whacked into her.
Yeah, it's still lethal damage, but yes, the bullet itself doesn't seem to hit with as much impact. You manage to keep your balance on the bike, and this is not necessarily in a lethal spot, so to speak. So like it hits you in the leg, and You're not taking any negatives because it doesn't, because you're not there yet. You're just at bruised. Okay. The second hit mark will do the same because they're not terribly creative. They just have guns and they shoot them. And they try to aim them at reality deviants, such as yourselves.
Sounds like me.
And the difficulty's higher because of Inea's correspondence spell. This one hits with more force. And you do not have that opportunity to dodge. You don't have the opportunity to soak because it is lethal damage. You take 4 more points of lethal damage. This one hits you straight in the stomach.
Oh.
4. So now I'm injured?
Wounded. No. Sorry, mauled. You're at mauled.
Oh. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting dangerous, man.
Yeah, you're at 5 levels of lethal damage, which takes you to mauled. Any physical action that you take is going to have a -2. The system will automatically take that into account, but you'll have 2 less dice if you try to do something physical.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah, that's what bullets do, man. This is the second time.
Jesse, why are you the one always getting shot? What are you?
I don't
Why?
understand. I'm just as confused as everybody else. I don't know what happens, man. I just sell strawberries. Who knew it would get this real?
Okay. With that, the Jolie is like, he doesn't even know your name. He's like, oh my dude.
Yeah,
oh my god.
Blows, man.
Oh god.
Jeez.
I am not sure he's not gonna get decked by Nay when we get out of this whole mess.
All it is to save his ass, and he is just like the biggest of dude bros. I cannot.
Oh my god.
He's a good dude. Come on.
It's not even that. It's that he is like in willful denial. Like it ain't just a river in Egypt, guys.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Whew.
Penny, hearing Jezebel cry out, looks back, and she is more determined than ever to move forward. So she will hit the gas on here. Okay. Yeah, she gets 2 successes, gains even more. So essentially, she has put more distance between herself and them. And Winston follows suit. She, at this point, she's working on opening up a conduit. Now that she's got some extra space. And she's going to, yeah. She's going to cast an effect that only gets 1 success. So she's still driving hard towards this effect, but she doesn't have quite the successes yet to open up a gate that she wants to. Winston is just trying to keep up. This is not his specialty. But he gets 3 successes, so he's even better off. Winston is driving like a maniac and definitely getting some space between him and everyone else. Inea, you have a hyper-fueled vehicle at this point.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Well, that makes it easier, though, right?
It will, yeah. If you're, just trying to maintain like a straightaway with this extra fuel, your difficulty on your roll would be 5 instead of 7.
Okay, so I have a question for Jezebel. How are you hanging on?
By your waist?
Okay, this is what I needed. While attempting to maintain driving, so this is going to be a lot of rolling, whip out a 9-volt battery from one of my vest pockets. That goes against Jezzy's hands on my waist, at my waist. And I'm looking to cast the rote gift of prana.
Mm-hmm.
While still trying to keep us at pace with the others.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's temporary health levels, so yeah, that can... let's see, you're healing lethal, cost quintessence, 6 difficulty, and okay, yeah, it looks like, trying to read this here. Looks like it does actually heal. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and do it. So
okay, now I have to. So I'm spending a quintessence.
So here's the deal. You're doing 2 actions in a turn.
Yes.
So this will be difficult because instead of your regular dice pool that you have for your rote, you're going to be limited to the dice pool for the driving, and you have to decide which dice you're using for which roll. So you have a total of 3 dice, and you can use all 3 for one action, or you can split it up and have like 2 for one action, 1 for another. And so that's going to make the rote almost impossible because you need multiple successes in that.
So I would have to devote at least 2 to that.
Right. Multiple actions on a turn. Essentially, you take your lowest dice pool and you divide that into your actions. And that's multiple actions on a turn suck in this game.
Well, I mean, the situation kind of sucks right now, so...
Yeah.
Jesse's back there bleeding all over me, so I'm not okay with this.
Right. But again, requiring 3 successes to heal lethal damage. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be harder to do that.
I do have, like, I can heal too. So, I mean, I am bleeding all over you, but
yeah, Nae's not going to be able to ignore that. I can't. She can't ignore that. So
what I'll say is that. what I'll say is that you can continue driving without trying to outpace. So you don't have to make the driving roll. You can just make the magic roll.
Okay, yeah.
So that'll give you a bigger dice pool with a lot higher chance of success. You just won't be able to utilize the hyper fuel and gain any distance.
Okay. Honestly, the way Nay would be viewing it is she's just trying to keep pace with the others. Like, just stay with them. She's not trying to get ahead of them or anything like that, because the precedent right now, or the priority right now, is dealing with Jezzy's injury.
Yeah.
So that's where she is with that. So yeah, I'm cool with that. So do I just roll the rote?
Yeah. So that would be your Arete plus life. So DP mod of 3. And the difficulty is going to be 7, and it does still cost a quintessence as a base cost for this spell.
Yes. So let me go pull that quintessence off. I make the pitchfork go away, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can spend, you have the ability to channel up to 2 more quintessence to lower the difficulty if you were so inclined.
I am going to save that for the moment, because no telling if I'm going to need to use this again.
Sounds good.
Okay, so quintessence paid. DP mod is 3, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And difficulty of, I forgot what it said.
So difficulty here is normally 7, but because everything is coincidental here, it's going to go down to 6.
Okay.
The digital web has its advantages. All right.
I have 2 successes.
Okay.
So that heals 4 points of damage.
How much?
Am I reading that correct?
Let me see. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to read it here. Each success creates 2 temporary health levels. Yeah, this is a little weird, but I'd say, yeah, that would be 4 lethal levels healed.
Okay. So you're back to bruised.
Yeah. So, how does that work with the battery? Are you, like, using the...
Okay, so calling on digital spirits as opposed to
Explain
the
it, yeah. Yeah. I want to see how this works. Do it.
Okay, so...
I'm impressed.
Battery against her hands. Let's see. Spirits willing, heed my call. Undo the damage wrought to this child.
Okay.
And
So-
there should probably be some sparkly stuff going on, because this is electric rather than like channeling ki.
Mm-hmm. So, you place the battery near the wound at Jezebel's stomach, and as you plead with the digital spirits, the battery itself begins to glow, and crawling out from the battery are tiny, like hundreds of little tiny spiders.
Why would you do this to me? God. Go on.
Yes. And they spill out from the battery, and they begin to cover Jezebel's wound, and you can see them stitching together the flesh that is Jezebel, and it's weird. They normally only deal with digital digital material, but because you are holistically immersed and essentially digital material, they seem to be okay with doing this. And as the spiders weave a web of flesh, that each one disappears and fades away from existence as Jezebel's stomach is revealed. Her clothes are still kind of, bloody and there's a hole, but yeah, the only damage you have now is the bullet wound to the leg, which was mostly a grazing wound.
And give Nate a big hug. I'm so tired of being Swiss cheese. So over it.
Honey, you are the reason they learned that spell.
If you're gonna have friends that get shot, you should learn how to, heal them, right?
Yes, that is what she was like. I'm not doing that again.
Jezebel, the bullet magnet.
The bullet magnet. Seriously, though.
Meanwhile, Charlie, if he so chooses, could get shot and just shrug it off.
Bluff it off, yeah.
Okay. Jezebel, it is your turn. You have just been miraculously healed by patterned spiders.
They're so cute, little foofies.
They're not cute.
No. There's nothing cute. If it's got more than 4 legs, it's not cute.
Okay. So I have an idea. I want to... I don't know. I think I want to hit the hit marks with energy blast.
Okay.
Just like that.
Okay, so you're gonna Kamehameha again, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do it. You have, if as long as you have the quintessence to spend on it, yes.
Yeah. I have Arete plus Prime.
Yep. So yeah, DP mod of 3. Okay, 2 successes. So they're both gonna try and dodge. Are you going for both of them?
Yes.
Or what? Okay.
No, actually, I'm going for the red one, the one that's
Okay.
closest to us.
Okay, so you're just gonna try and hit the red one. Got it.
Yeah.
Not enough. Okay, so the one that was closest to you starts pulling up, and then you let loose a blast. You scream, because this guy shot you. Exactly, and the blast hits him square on, and he is pushed back even further than the other guy, and you guys are starting to make a distance of space between the hit marks and you. Their jetpacks are not, able to keep up so far. And watching this blast of magical energy shoot forth from Jezebel's hands, Charlie, you have a glowing target.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna spend 1 more willpower to make sure that this happens.
Okay, so it's now up to 4 successes, but roll your arete.
That's not good. But we still got...
Not a botch, but you've managed to, over the course of this time with your willpower alone, focus in on the fleshy bits of this hit mark, and this is the red one, correct?
The closer one.
Well, he was closer when you started.
The one that was closer when we started, because I've been focusing on it. elemental spell.
Right, so that was the red one.
That would have been the red one.
Yeah.
So he gets blasted with this blinding white-hot energy, and he gets pushed back. He doesn't take any damage from that, and he starts to recover. But just as he starts to recover, all of a sudden, you see the fabric of his armor and his uniform just grow darker, and you can see the red liquid start pulling out and streaming from his uniform, and it's floating free in the digital space. And all of a sudden, his skin, for lack of a better term, is ripped from his body, and he now is in severe pain. He has taken 4 levels of aggravated damage. So that is quite a bit. Make sure I mark all that for him. And he starts taking it's kind of hard to really give up and down in this place, but he starts going in a downward trajectory quickly. We'll say like that. And you're not quite sure where you sent his flesh, but you definitely can tell that he's not comfortable. Now, him being a hit mark, the flesh is not that important to his survival, but it does still affect his overall being. So you've done a significant amount of damage.
We do what we can.
Yeah. Green catches up, and he's going to fire again. Difficulty's higher. There we go. Okay. So this guy is determined to extinguish all reality deviants that do not submit. And unfortunately, Jezebel, you are the one in his sights. But he only does 3 points of lethal damage, this time hitting you in the upper shoulder, not on the right side. So not hitting anything, no vital organs, no heart or head, but definitely goes into your shoulder. And fortunately, Inea healed you earlier, so this damage
Been really bad.
hurts, and definitely, you're at the wounded level now for that. Good call, Inea.
Thanks, man.
We're still trailing. I'm not leaving that like that.
And Jolie attempts to block the bullet with his lightsaber, but it didn't do anything because it's not a real lightsaber, and he's not a mage. While this is a dream to him, it's not really a dream. Okay, Penny is continuing her casting. Still only getting 1 success. Okay. All right, so heading down the straightway of this digital alleyway, you see the beginnings of a portal to open. It's not quite big enough. She is really hoping that she can get the spell cast large enough for everybody to fly through. And she hits the gas and she motions for everyone to, follow her. Winston, knowing what she's doing, adds in, and he's going to add to her spell using his magics. Because they're a team, they work together. Hate that. Okay. And this is how you hit things accidentally and cause muted audio. Okay. However, Winston, being relatively proficient with correspondence, and oddly time magic as well, is able to extend Penny's casting and opens up this portal as he flies through. She and Jolie flies through. Charlie, you are with Winston going through this portal. Inea, you have this portal in front of you that is going to unknown space. Your companions have already gone through. You can rocket through, or you can heal Jezebel, or anything else that you think about.
I think I'm rocketing through, because if that means getting Jezebel out of the line of fire, that's what I'm doing. We can heal after that, because hopefully she's not critical at this point. Of course, I can't know that, but...
From the portal, you hear Winston yell, "Hurry up, you nut skank!"
Oh my god, I'm so going to clock him.
It's just so bad.
I am going through the portal.
All right. So, yeah, go ahead and roll your dexterity and drive. Difficulty 5.
Two successes.
Brilliant. That's all you needed. So you push the gas. The hyperbike explodes with speed. You go through the portal and you feel in the portal, you see both Penny and Winston's bikes, and you rush right past them. You are immediately in a new space, and the bike stops. And you are now in a different space. Kind of a collective safe space. The portal behind you closes, and you see a kind of shining icon left where it was that looks like a restricted access icon. And you are now, everything's quieter. It seems less less expansive. Everything seems a little more subdued. The possibilities of time and space that you felt earlier have retracted a bit. And you are now in the collective safe grid space that sleepers and other users of the digital web use without the bombastic magics and virtual realities. This is where the Amazons and Facebook and digital safe spaces for sleepers exists. And the bikes all come to a stop. Yours immediately falls apart, with the excess quintessence just falling into nothingness. Jezebel, you are hit with a gut wound.
Yeah.
Or sorry, a shoulder wound.
No, shoulder and leg. Great.
Shoulder and leg, yeah.
So that sucked. But it's okay. We made it through. Plus, I got to Kamehameha folks twice. It was great.
Winston looks at you and is like, not bad for rectum fungus.
Shut the actual fuck up. Like, my God.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, you meat bandits, you guys are some wild fuckers. I'm just saying. Because the shit that we just pulled off there, I would never dream of trying to do while holistically immersed. Oh my God.
Let's just say
this was not a fucking choice.
no. This is shit that happens, and we just roll with it.
Just another Monday, man.
Jolie comes up to you, Jesse is like, "Are you all right? Oh my God!" And he like starts inspecting the wound. He's like, I think maybe I could do something about this. And he like starts ripping his shirt to make a bandage.
I think I'm good. Thank you.
I think maybe I actually can do something about this.
That's the guy we need to do that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Calvin, you're
Yeah. I'd like to cast trauma.
Okay, do it.
Okay, so this is where I come over to Jezebel and put my one hand on the wound and pull out my wand with the other hand and start focusing my energy into repairing her injury.
Yeah.
So let me roll my arete.
Yeah, so difficulty 6 in this case, and you need 3 successes. Oh, arete plus 3, because it's a rote.
Oh. Whoops.
So roll your arete again, because it's the same. So you got 2 successes.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, you've got 2 successes. You can again, because you're not in any risk here, you can continue energy, spending your concentration on this. So go ahead and roll the rote again. This time, arete with a DP mod of 3.
What?
Oh my God.
So the dice.
Yeah. So you're still focused on this. This is taking a little extra time. You're not quite used to the digital space. It's not your home territory, but you can still continue your casting.
Everything's weird, and we've just been through a car chase.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna want, like I say, for healing all her wounds, you're gonna want a total of. Let's see. Yeah, you're gonna want at least a total of 4 successes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
All right.
like that red. Okay, that's a good.
But you've after 3 rounds, which spending the time and energy on this, you manage to calm yourself and Jezzy down enough that you heal both her leg and shoulder of the lethal damage. And she is not in any danger at this point.
Okay.
Thank you. I give Calvin a big hug too.
You're welcome.
I'm so tired of belonging between ham and turkey. I hate it.
Penny just she gets off her bike. The bike digitizes away, and she says, "Okay, well, let's get you to a terminal." And she starts walking. The space you noticed is almost like a everything's kind of in a grid wireframe type of shape, but it's almost like walking down like a like an outdoor mall, and there are different shops in the area, and there's it's this very primitive area. She's taking you to a space that is reminiscent of the older digital web. And as she walks away, we fade, and we will come back next week to deal with this space.
Oh,
All right.
That was what was going to happen. Okay.
Well, it is like midnight.
Yeah.
We just had an exciting car chase.
Yeah.
Hyperbikes. It's like Star Wars and Tron all mixed together. I would almost wanted to do the Tron, like if you turn real quick, they hit the energy, but nah.
Playing Snake.
Yeah, playing Snake. But that's really hard when you're dealing with, in my head, I was having this very 3D space, so not quite the same as on the Tron 2D space.
It would be a little bit more difficult to make sure that that's what they hit.
But we had the Kamehameha twice, so even better.
I got to smack people in the face. It was great.
Yes, absolutely.
Jesse's really good with that thing at this point.
I got to blow the flesh off of a hit mark.
Yeah,
Yes.
God, you exploded a hit mark.
Well, I mean, he's wearing this armor on, between the reality and his like there's flesh in between the armor and the endoskeleton. So it's like, where did the flesh go? And it's like,
It doesn't have a whole lot of space to move into, but it's
yeah, yeah. So all that blood and everything coming through, yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, I would have to go home. I would have to just quit and go home. Like, I don't need no severance. I just need to think about my existence real quick.
And
Oh man.
this episode brought to you by the creative cursing guy.
Oh my
Oh
god.
God. Fucking Techie Pesci. I meet him in Meat Space, and I'm going to clock him square in the schnoz.
You can clock him here too. I mean,
I'm sure, but it'll hurt more in Meat Space.
yeah. I mean, true. I mean, you might cause him to soft derez, and that'll cause like some brain damage, maybe, or even a hard derez.
You know what, though? I'm not looking to make the cursing any worse.
Oh god. Oh,
Possibly,
God.
yeah. Well, this was a fun episode, I think. I had a good time.
Yes, I had a good time. It was fun.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Nay feels like she actually managed to contribute something this time.
All of you contributed something. I mean, we had, this was hands down a very solid, group effort. No falling on your face this time, Inea.
I didn't do any belly slides in the grass.
Exactly.
Or fall down the stairs, the freaking stairs.
Yeah. So I'll have to do maybe 20 minutes of ADR, and that's okay. I can fix that. I can't believe I hit the mute button. What's wrong with me?
Shit happens. It's just a thing.
Oh, yeah. I know. Trust me, I could have a huge temper tantrum over it, or I could just have, fun and move on.
There you go. See?
Yeah. Unlike earlier today when I was like, I'm going to have a temper tantrum about this video. And then I fixed it.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the temper tantrum sneaks up on you before it's there, before you know it's there.
Especially with me. That's
Yeah,
I mean, fair.
I struggle with the anger button. So
felt that.
Yeah.
I'm getting better, right?
See, self-awareness is the first thing, and the next thing is just working on it.
Yeah.
Did your light change color?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like this when we started, and then we got into the digital web, and
There we go. Got you. All right.
I mean, I could also go into like Sith space and play Star Wars: The Old Republic as a
and there goes Bill.
or, I could go into this is the blue light that I use when I'm streaming Star Wars because it matches with my overlay.
My monitor is looking a lot like a rave right now. And with
This is
music, it's doing things,
this is the orange space I use for my Chrono Trigger stream.
Oh.
Because my I got the stream in the pendulum. If you've ever played Chrono Trigger, it's got that gold pendulum at the beginning of the game, and I just kind of put the circle with me with this gold light, and I just match, and it looks like I'm in the.
Oh, that's cool.
But overall, this is me today. So, well, I had a good time. Hope you guys had a good time. Music brought to you by Aimed Ahead.
They did a really good job. They did a really good job with the soundtrack to this episode.
At any given point, they had 3 of the 4 of us doing the head bop thing. So
I can't help it. Yeah. This is what I listen to on a daily almost.
I mean, I was bouncing the cat to this. Okay, so
there you go. Well, that's a success.
Yeah, he was not appreciative, but he can't hear the sound anyway. So
understood.
He was missing out.
Poor kitty. Well,
oh no, he's plenty spoiled.
Of course. Well, that's it for me. Next week is going to be the official episode 20.
Oh my god!
Yay! My gosh.
Jeepers.
So next week will be fun. I can't wait. I will see you guys then.
Yep. Take care, everybody.
Later, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.